It's your boy Norms, and we are live on a 10-8 podcast. I bring a special guest, my man Quino the Chivo, my man Troy Killer. You know what I'm saying? You can introduce yourself. What's good, my brother?
Man, what's good with my Virgo bro, man? Happy belated, and we've missed Virgo season, but I think I said happy birthday to you. You know what I mean?
It's
We
been
just
that
rocking
long?
this, huh?
I didn't even know it's been that long. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we in a whole nother season now.
Yeah, we're in almost Christmas time. I got my Christmas tree up. I got a bunch of things going on.
You know, facts. Yeah, it's Killertainment. You know what it is? Colonel the Chivo, aka Hoodie Hamza. In my cash app.
What? That's a new one. I didn't even hear that one.
Colonel the Chivo.
That's hot. What?
Hoodie Hamza. Hamza is my spiritual name. Ham. I'm the king of Egypt. So Hamza is my spiritual name, and sometimes I rock the Box Raw hoodie. I started this brand Box Raw for the dude Ben. I used to model for them.
I don't know, man. I wasn't a good model. I mean, I think you're a good-looking guy, but I wouldn't go that far. You know what I mean? But still, you're my guy. But Killer, man, there's been a lot of stuff going on in boxing recently. I've been seeing you on the Boxing Voice. You guys even spoke on some of the topics that I broke with everybody's talking about the Javante stuff, a lot of things going on. But the big thing everybody's talking about is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, which I really wanted to get into today. The stakes seemed to get higher yesterday. People were at the press conference. This is Netflix's first big event, right? They were at the press conference yesterday, and it got kind of crazy. Like Jake Paul was going around challenging people to bet. He said he's going out there to win. A lot of people thought this matchup was staged, right? And I'm still kind of in between because I just don't see Jake Paul beating a Mike Tyson if he's halfway Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a possibility, but he is 58 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's been critiqued. It's a crazy thing, but I'm looking forward to this matchup now. You know what I mean? I want to see it. I like Jake Paul. I'm actually a fan of Jake Paul. Did you watch the presser last night?
Yeah, I watched parts of it, and I've been like thinking about it. At first, I'm like, well, he's 58, and then somebody said, man, you think Mike Tyson? Somebody asked a question on my channel, and it made me no. This is because my channel is a technical channel. So when somebody says, man, he gonna beat Mike Tyson, I said, all right, now the fight is about to be here. How is he gonna do it? Yeah. And then he was like, man, he gonna keep him off with the jab. And it really just triggered my brain to say, wait a minute. If Mike Tyson is not bothered by nobody's jab, he was the heavyweight champ of the world, like the youngest. And then I looked up an old video of this nigga hitting the speed bag in his prime, and I was just like, there's no way.
So you don't think Paul stands a chance?
I don't think it's just boxing is Mike Tyson still can punch. And if they're allowing him to show up and compete, he's able to compete.
At 58 years old, you still think he's able to?
He's able. Listen, if he wasn't able, they wouldn't let him compete. Because they don't want that on their hands because they can counterclaim if he gets killed. So if he's actually able, because remember when he had the ulcer, they prolonged it. They want to make sure he's healthy because if you take the wrong body shot, that could reopen the ulcer and it could get worse. You know what I'm saying? You could die right there. You know what I'm saying? So
let me add to what you were saying. Listen, you're right with the jab situation, but throughout Tyson's career, right, he was prone to, because he's a smaller, shorter guy, and a lot of guys that he was fighting were taller, which Jake is. Jake is probably about 3-4 inches taller than Mike, right? People that were taller than him, or even guys that understood boxing, like Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, guys that had defeated him in a way to where they basically try to withstand the first couple rounds. They held on to him a lot. And Mike Tyson is susceptible to getting held a lot. And he kind of does it to himself, right? And that's what ended up tiring him out and then beating him. Now, Jake Paul nowhere near has the technical skills of an Evander Holyfield or a Lennox Lewis. So let's get that out the window, right? Nor does he have the punch or uses his height like that. But the fact that Mike is 58 years old, wouldn't you think theoretically he would get fatigued a lot quicker, even though the rounds are 2-minute rounds, which are more beneficial to Mike because you don't have to go 3 minutes each round, right? Don't you think theoretically it could work in his favor because Mike's age and all he has to do is hold on for a while? I mean, do you think it's beneficial? What do you think about that?
I don't think it's beneficial because I'll explain it to you like this. How long was it before he fought Roy? You see that it was probably like a long layoff, and then he got an exhibition with Roy.
Yeah, and I did
right.
What Roy did say when he hit him, it felt like a horse kicked him in the chest. That is true.
That is a fact. So, and you got to think he wasn't fighting, and then he just took an exhibition out of nowhere. So that was. Did he look tired in that one? Because Roy has. But did he look exhausted against? Because an exhausted it would have been. You would have seen it against Roy, and that's the thing. Being an experienced boxer, you can bluff the exhaustion. Well, but with Jake, is like you said, he's not experienced, bro.
He's not. But to counter what you're saying, that was an exhibition. This match actually will count. Roy Jones said that he was told before the fight to not knock each other out, to be cautious of each other. They don't want to see them get hurt. This is what Roy said in the interview that I watched. So
no, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So it's a different dynamic going in there. When you're going in there, you know, like when you're training someone, you're like, I can't hurt this guy. You're holding back. This fight, apparently, they're not. Even though it's 14-ounce gloves, which I don't know if all the fans know. Why is it 14-ounce glove as opposed to
10s?
Yeah, 10s, yeah.
Because Mike Tyson is still punching. Listen, a jab from Mike Tyson cleanly will knock you out.
Yeah.
If you don't have the experience. And Jake Paul doesn't have the experience. I don't care what no one says, because he doesn't have it at heavyweight.
Okay.
That's the thing where it really makes a difference. Because remember, at Mike 19, a teenager, Mike Tyson was in there with grown men who were 6'5", 6'4", and he were handling them and hitting them and knocking them all over the place. Okay. And they were considered professionals with experience.
Yeah.
Jake is not a heavyweight and doesn't have the professional experience of anybody on Tyson's resume after the amount of fights Jake has. So you got to think, Jake has a certain amount of fights. After those fights, Tyson kept going, and he kept fighting bigger guys at heavyweight. He was in there with Buster Douglas wrestling, and you know what I'm saying? Like that means a lot.
So, and to add to your point, to be honest with you too, Jake has been gassed in a few of his fights at lighter weights. Do you think the added weight, because he had to get up stronger, he has to be physically able to withstand the punch resistance, as well as being able to grapple with Mike Tyson in there? Do you feel like the extra weight is going to fatigue him more, and maybe that's why we're getting 2-minute rounds?
The extra weight is definitely going to fatigue him, because it's not like you haven't used to having that or you've always had it. Mike, from the amateurs, has fought at the heaviest weights.
Yeah, 220.
And then when he got the elite, he fought at the heaviest weights. When he got at the pro, Jake Paul hasn't always been this size growing. Yes, he is 6 foot, but that's still not the size of a legit heavyweight in any era. When boxing had evolved to have an actual heavyweight weight class, and you start seeing the size of the guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's just not that size. You know what I mean? And when he was in there with a guy like Tommy Fury, he looked like trash, because it's really different in there when you get in there with somebody that's bigger, who has enough experience to move and make you that. It is not that easy, bro. Like, it's just not that easy.
No, I definitely agree with you. The first boxer that he got in there with, and I don't think anybody reveres Tommy Fury as a budding star, and he lost. So I definitely agree with that. It's an intriguing matchup though, Troy, because there's a lot of elements that are playing in. My man Aaron Linton Chambers says the question is not who wins. The question is the fight fixed? And I think a lot of people are questioning that. In fact, bringing it up to Mike Tyson and kind of infuriating him. Even Jake Paul is going out saying, no, this is a real fight. I'm coming to knock him out. But a lot of people feel like they're like it's a hoax. It's not a real fight because of the age of Mike Tyson, because it's a heavyweight fight. Because you know what I'm saying, and people are using the draw. Do you feel like this can be a fixed fight?
When it's money, it's always involved. You can never. Well, shit. Katie Taylor didn't beat Amanda Serrano the first time. That was fixed.
We'll get into Katie later. That's kind of weird.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, you ever seen somebody get their ass whooped and then the judges don't give them the fight?
Yeah.
That's a fixed fight.
Well, see, this is my thing. With the fixed fight, you're probably right. I'll say this. This is Netflix.
It's all, and I'm just saying it to say, when it's all about money, anything is possible to entertain people.
Yeah.
To make a money grab.
Well, this is one. I think this is the second Netflix event, if I'm not mistaken. I think the second one. Right? Now, Netflix is trying to become a major player in this game, to maybe rival. I always say Rider season. I forgot how to say it. Rider, whatever it is, to rival what His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing, which I think is good for the sport. And to me, I like the card. Outside of Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which I do think is intriguing, the rest of the card is good. You just said Katie Taylor's on there with against Amanda Serrano, the face of Puerto Rican boxing right now. We have what's his name? The guy that's gonna fight that's supposed to fight Shakur. There's a lot of good fights on the card. Is really good. I like how Netflix put this together. I like that there's real fights on there, and I think it's gonna take boxing to a whole nother level. What's your take on the entire card and how it is and how it's been structured?
I really like what Turk is doing because he's giving us the matchups we want and he's paying the people. For example, this will answer it in its entirety. When you work for a promotional company or with one, depending on how your paperwork is set up, they have matchmakers. Matchmakers get paid by making good fights to keep the promoted fighter winning, but with enough resistance to getting better and to entertain the fans.
Yeah.
Very important. What Turkey Al-Sheikh has done has took the matchmaking out of it because he's giving people what they want to just get good fights. So it's making clashes. So when you see a Jared Anderson who look like he's good with his promotional company, and then we see a Bicoli, and we don't even know him, but he's known in boxing in the underground from sparring and doing it, and he gets out there and just dude, bang, 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 get him out of there. And what happened to Gerald? He got beat by somebody. It's just that man's known and has been training, and that's what you get. You see the real skill level because you're mixing and matching, and you're not trying to build your fighter from your promotional perspective so you can make the most capital for your promotional company. Because he just like, well, I'm already paid. Here's some money for some tax write-offs. You entertain. We don't care. We're not trying to promote you. We trying to promote good fights.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but in regards to Netflix, which that's what I'll kind of get to, I think what Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing is dope, but also the fact that Netflix is now competing with a good card as well. I like, and you're right in terms of unknown fighters, like when Jared Anderson fought and took the loss. It's giving opportunity to a lot of these fighters that maybe didn't have that weren't the A side at their promotional company to now get seen and be able to. We can kind of decipher the good from the bad. So I'm definitely with you. I like seeing these type of cards, and I want Netflix to do more. I want Turkey Al-Sheikh to do more.
As far as the Netflix and in comparison to other companies, Netflix has damn near is everywhere in the world. So that's why Amazon and DAZN. I would listen. Eddie Hearn was one of the first people that said this, and people was like, "Man, he gonna fight on the app? That's weak." Now it's not that weak because you have smart TV. As soon as he did it, I'm like, well, yeah, because it's smart TVs. Like, soon as you buy a TV, you just download the app and it's a station
Yeah.
like live streaming. So no, Netflix is definitely has it. Just having that notoriety on Netflix. Now think about this: a Netflix and chill pause can
Mm.
be a boxing fight.
Yeah. No, but to be honest, people don't have like cable. First of all, is too expensive. Let's be honest.
No
With
fact.
Direct TV and everything, it's easier just to get the app. That's why Showtime is out of the business. HBO's out of business. People are going to the app. So Amazon, the Zone, Netflix. I think these are all great streams of revenue that can make boxing great again. And it's kind of weird because the other night on my Twitter, I had posted an Iceman Scully fight, right? I mean, actually, interview that I did. I put a clip, and in the clip, he says that there's no more Sugar Ray Leonard's in boxing. And what he was referring to was that between 80 and 81, Sugar Ray Leonard fought Duran, Tommy Hearns, I think Benitez, and a bunch of other great fighters that were undefeated. And he says it's hard to get that because a lot of these guys' mentalities aren't doing that, right? And Leonard Ellerby, that night, responds. Now, I didn't tag Leonard Ellerby, and he kind of insults John Scully and says boxing doesn't work like that no more. A lot of these guys, they fought these fights and now don't have a pot to piss in. So I saw we went back and forth in the conversation, and I was like, well, with all this money out there now and all these top promoters, why can't all of these promotional companies come together kind of similar to what the NFL did going into the 80s, or even what basketball did going into the 80s, and bringing in and unifying the leagues, or kind of becoming franchises under one commission, and kind of have a revenue sharing where now there's money circulating where we can organize this, where now these guys can get great opportunities. And
Just real quick on
yeah,
that is
yeah,
because you will have to create a union,
a
a
commission.
federation, and a
Mhm.
confederation. So
Yeah.
when you do that and you delegate powers to somebody, it's already corrupt enough in its levels and pay, and they don't want to give up the power to create a union.
That I agree, giving up the power. But at the same time, if you look at it moving forward down, down the line, it's the NFL is the biggest thing in sports. I mean, they got 32 franchises, recruiting talent all the time. Because
See that
if you look at
I
boxing,
know what you're saying, bro, because it's like if they had a union, listen, it's like this.
I don't know.
Any party or
Yeah,
or it's not that I disagree it because I want it to be that way because when you have a union you could create a boxers union inside of that union, but
yeah,
you have to have one first. You have to have a commission if that they want to call that
yeah.
that's if every state, just like the United States had a 50 state commission with boxing, they can move to accrue more revenue to pay the boxers as a whole to create different outside things like retirement. And that's what Leonard Ellerby is trying to say without talking about taxing the public. And that's why I said it's different now, but it's really not. It's just the mentality is different because people don't want to be left without. And I take on both sides, but it's really up to the person who receives the capital and what they do with it. But
But
boxing should have a union though.
but a union, yeah. But I think a commission in the league could work. And Dana White, somebody had brought up Dana White in the comments. Dana White did that with the UFC. He's kind of put everything together, even though those guys aren't getting paid as much. I don't see boxing going through that because I think boxing does generate a lot of money. But unlike the other major sports, like the NFL or the NBA and things of that nature, they don't have like college sports that shed light on the amateurs and things of that nature publicly. But the reason I bring that up is because with Netflix going in there, this is a $1 trillion company, $1 billion company, whatever it is. Turkey a la Sikh, and all these when you got Matchroom and you got Golden Boy and you got Mayweather Promotions, all of these entities I feel like can make more money if they come together and organize a sport. And I think all the boxes can be taken uh, care of like that, and we can get these situations where you could stream them on different channels and still make a lot of money. I mean, it's a thought, and I think this is what I'm saying. I like the Netflix thing. I like their approach, even though Jake Paul is the headliner. It's the bait to showcase other talents on it, because there's a lot. Barrios is on the card. There's a lot of good talent to be showcased out there. So that's kind of why I was bringing it up. And like I said, I'm excited for the card, to be honest. And I think the potential can be great in that regard. You know what I mean?
No, I like what Sheik doing and how they setting it up. You know what I mean? It's just good fights. You know, everybody should be compensated accordingly, but um things are just different in the atmosphere with business and commerce right now with boxing. So it's taking a transition, like you said,
Yeah.
from going to regular TV, because regular TV is app based. So
Yeah.
that's going to take some time, because now the channel that owns part of has equity into it, has replay value, and now you're replaying somebody's fight and using their likeness, and they can see it as many times, and that could be a way for a fighter to get paid outside of not having fights anymore and things like that. So to build that infrastructure is just going to take time, and I know it seems like a lot, but it's just going to take time, because what comes with putting things on app, and you can even just replay. I can go on the Zone and just watch any Canelo or some of these other things. Like, those things have to be ironed out in the private, because and I hear a lot about people saying about people's likeness being used now.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to the fight. My man Trailer Walker comes out and says Mike Tyson is clearly going to lose. Unfortunately, there's a point where you can't do what you used to do. This isn't the first time an old great 58 tried coming back. Evander Holyfield, which we bring up, it was bad. What's your response to that?
Who did Evander Holyfield fight?
I don't know, but he got his ass whipped.
Yeah, he probably fought a real boxer. Jake Paul doesn't have the experience. Like, I just keep saying it, like, he doesn't have the experience. Just because you play Jake Paul on the level of boxing he's on right now is the 12th man on the college bench in basketball. You still can't see Jordan. Like, you can't. Like, a retired hooper in the gym every day is going to be doing the same shit. He's going to know how to he's going to know how to conserve energy and really break you down. It's the same with boxing. It's only 2-minute rounds. Mike Tyson is not going to be bothered by anything Jake Paul is doing. He's not a real heavyweight.
But Jake Paul has, in defense of Jake Paul, he has been more consistent than Mike Tyson over the last few years. He's fought, he's trained.
Not in the totality of their life, of their boxing life.
Because Mike Tyson's older, but Tyson at one point was like 350 pounds. Like, this guy wasn't training. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't trained.
At one point. And at one point, Jake wasn't a heavyweight. That's why I said it at the beginning.
He's trained consistently at least over the last, 7 years, let's say.
Listen, that means nothing compared. Listen, Mike Tyson has been boxing as long as Jake has been living.
That is true.
That can't be beat.
So you got Mike Tyson definitely winning. But
yeah, because when I think about technical boxing, like actually going like this, I teach it every day. I get paid to teach it.
Yeah.
Jab, uppy, slipping in. Just because you got Truck, who's not a real heavyweight. Truck is not a real heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
His body is not in shape.
Yeah.
That shit don't mean nothing, bro. If Mike Tyson is an able-bodied man and he's getting able to do 2 minutes, see, this is why they're making it 2 minutes, so that he can compete. It's for entertainment.
Somebody said muscle memory. That's another thing.
Hold on, your muscle don't have memory. That's what I'm saying. It's the knowledge of boxing. Without mentality is spirituality, and the spirit controls it. Jake's spirit hasn't experienced boxing enough.
Okay.
So when he go to jab, what jab is Jake gonna do that Mike Tyson hasn't seen at this age, and is gonna have the authority to hurt him to say, well, I'm too old for this shit.
I think Jay got a little pop. I'm not gonna lie, Jay got a little...
No, does he have more? Listen to what I'm saying. I can remember when I got hit by Lennox Lewis. Listen, no, let's take them out the picture. I'm a professional. I sparred a guy named Rudy Puga. I sparred Amir Khan. I sparred Ricardo Williams Jr., Cleotis Pendarvis, Andre Berto. These guys have different powers. I can remember the differentiation of their power.
Okay.
So it don't matter if without this eye injury, the moment I go back in the ring and get hit, I'm gonna say he doesn't hit as hard as this guy.
But how about the guys that have taken a year off, a year and a half off, and don't look the same? Mike Tyson has taken years, 20 years off, bro. Like pretty much.
But that's what. Hold on. That's why I said before earlier in this cast. How did he look before he fought Roy? How was he doing before Roy? He wasn't fighting. And this is not the first exhibition Mike has took out of shape. Mike has several. Now that it's coming to me, Mike did an exhibition with somebody with a T-shirt on.
Well, this isn't an exhibition. It's a sanctioned fight.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's done these things without being in any type of shape and drop people on mistake and be like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to. And now he's training to do it. And this is what I just really need people to listen to what I'm saying. Once you have boxed professionally on any level, a regular person boxing for a little bit of time, it's just not enough because people are punching your chin. That shit acquires a certain level of wisdom because you have to know about pain. Jake has never been hit by a person with the power of an undisputed heavyweight champion. Just think about what I'm saying.
But
he took a lie detector test and they said he's scared.
I would be scared too. You wouldn't be scared if I
would, and that's the difference between a pro and a nigga who never really did it. Because Lennox Lewis is not scared.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying from the perspective of a professional.
Okay.
And I'm just, that's all I'm saying.
Let's move forward from Mike Tyson.
Yes, sir.
I've been watching some things that you've been saying, and I took offense to, and I have to address them just because you're my guy. Shout out to my guy, Low Nose Boxing. That's my guy right there too. Mm-hmm. You've been disrespecting my man, Jerome Boots Ennis. Don't ever disrespect Boots on this channel. Boots. All right, you're not gonna disrespect Boots on this channel. First of all, I love Boots. I think Boots is everything. I think Boots is the best 147-pound fighter in the world. I believe his last fight against a guy named Karen, which is absolutely hilarious to me, which was a rematch, right? And a lot of people are killing him right now, including yourself. You're killing him. You're saying all these things. I have a different perspective as to why he looked like that. I'm gonna let you break it down. Why are you killing my man Boots?
Because when I was born watching Emmanuel Stewart, watching Sugar Ray Leonard, watching James Toney.
Okay.
The person who trained James Toney, named Bill Miller, also trained Ezra Charles, who fought Rocky Marciano.
Okay.
I say that to say, when I watch, it doesn't matter what you say right now, because I know how he trains. And when you train, that's how you fight. And his training is trash. For example, the way he delivers punches on the mitts and the things that he's doing to express his style against the guy named Karen Chukajan or Chukhadzian.
I'm not even going to try to say his name, but yes.
That's my job.
Okay.
Hakzian is how you would say it in the African language. Chukajan is how you say it in his language.
Okay.
We'll call him Karen. I watch how his father executes mitts and things like that. That is not real boxing.
Okay.
That is not professional boxing. Watch Emmanuel Stewart train someone, and then watch Bozy Ennis train someone. And then watch Emmanuel Stewart give directions in the corner, and then watch Bozy Ennis's directions in the corner. Those are the things I'm talking about. They're observable facts. In a fight, when it's the third round, you don't just scream at your fighter, go out there and stop him. That's
Yeah,
not boxing.
people were critiquing him for that. Get this guy out of here, which I thought was absolutely
Okay. Now,
yeah.
what does that mean? How do I execute that technically in the science of pugilism
Yeah.
with the rules and the craftiness? How do I stop Karen? Well, you hit him in the hip a couple times. Then you go to his body. Then you stick him with the jab to the. I mean, they're not working on these things when I watch them train. Listen, I know who John Scully is. He trained Aaron Coley. He was training Aaron Coley. And Aaron told me, yeah, man, when he was training me, bro, we did 12 rounds straight just on how to deliver the jab and how to work the front hand. Bozy Ennis and them not doing that. They doing this. And all this extra shit that's not boxing. That's why I'm flaming him. Because from a coaching perspective, I'm looking for holes. And then I stop watching people fight. I watch rainy day boxing. I watch fighters train. When I watch all the all-time greats train, I notice things. They all shadow box. They all hit the heavy bag. They all sparred. They all jump rope. They all ran. Okay. Speed bag. And they all wore a certain type of gloves doing it. They didn't have all this extra shit. They didn't have all these cleans that Russians had their thing, but far as who cultivated it over here, like they didn't have all them things, bro. And those were the best skilled fighters. Mentality is spirituality, and that's understanding. Food is for thought and body. These guys don't have the trainer. The ex-box, if your daddy never boxed, how is he telling you to do something? How is he saying, hey, no, sir, Devin, when you jab in versus Ryan, you have to keep the hand right here to catch the jab and then put it right here on the side to catch the hook. And it's better to jab to the body first so that way you don't get hit with the hook coming in. And then feigning. Did his dad tell him any of that?
No. So listen, you're telling me right now, you're putting it on Bonzi. You think that you think that training wise, he's starting to
how do you get prepared for a fight?
No, I got that. Let me give you my perspective on it. I
got you.
So this is what I feel with Boots, and I think Boots is one of the most talented boxers on the planet. I absolutely love Boots. Boots, my favorite is Bam, Canelo. Boots is right up there. I love those guys. Okay, I feel like he's falling into a trap, and that trap is becoming a superstar. And people don't understand, when you become a superstar, if you're not going to say much or promote the fight, you have to perform to where people want to see. Gervonta wasn't much of a talker until lately, right? He was knocking guys out, doing what he's doing. Bam is doing the same thing. Canelo didn't talk much. They weren't guys that promote. And I feel like he's feeling the pressure to become that next big fighter, but isn't drawing those people in. So when he went to go fight Karen on the rematch, I felt like he solely stuck to trying to be impressive in his hometown. And I feel like a lot of these guys do that. They get these big opportunities. There's a lot of big, what's the word I'm looking for? What the hell? But basically, the promoters are expecting big results so they can take them to that next level. And I feel like he got caught up in that and kind of threw all of the technical stuff that he's learned throughout his career, which you don't agree with that, out the window because he wanted a knockout and put himself in harm's way and got hit as much as he did. And I think
always got hit.
But I think it's the pressure of him becoming a superstar. I think Boots has it, but I think the pressure, and even look at how Eddie Hearn's presser. He's talking for Boots. Boots is just sitting there. He's just talking for him. And he even comes out and says Boots is shy. He doesn't like to talk. He's kind of awkward in front of
No, man, he don't believe in his own skill because he don't have it.
Come on.
Because after all, he doesn't have skill.
Come on. There's no Boots is one of the most talented fighters in the world. How we
That's not listen. What word did you use?
talent.
What word did I use?
Skill.
Skill don't involve talent. Skill is through repetition. Lil Wayne rapping. Lil Wayne can rap different than he used to rap because he put in the skill, putting words together, syllables, takes skill. Boots doesn't have skill. Skill is how to land a jab for 6 rounds straight to the man's body to get him to stop moving so that you can stop him.
So you're saying Bonzi is failing Boots right now.
Yeah, they're both failing each other. Listen, let me tell you why.
Okay.
He has brothers.
Okay.
They boxed.
Okay.
They didn't go farther than him.
I mean, that happens a lot, though. I mean,
yeah, and usually when that happens, the man who's training everybody they only got a ceiling. I'm only saying what's observable.
Okay.
And it's their training methods from what I'm seeing.
To your point.
Now, at the end of the day, when everybody's done talking about all the other shit, it comes down to when you get in the ring, how you perform with your skill set. That's why I'm here.
So if let me take you to task on what you said. If that's the case, then how did Boots get to where he's at? If
matchmaking and promoting.
But you're telling me he doesn't have
AKA read the season.
That was even before that Boots was smoking shit. Seriously?
Smoking people we don't know.
Okay.
Smoking people with a certain style so he can look good. The moment he got put in there with a boxer, same as Shushu, because when he was in there with Segawa, he looked like ass.
Okay.
He looked like Boots.
So
he did not understand on how to come forward and step forward, throw punches forward like Canelo. Black fighters have the horrible most time doing that. Devin Haney, he can't come forward.
So hold on. Let's
H2O, he got his ass knocked out. When he got his ass knocked out, he was coming forward, switching and doing this shit. That's not real boxing, brother. Go ahead.
So all right, moving. All right, let's move forward. You don't think he has the right training, stuff like that? Do you? So you're basically saying, let me take a step back. Moving forward, Blair Cobbs called him out. People are talking about possibly him fighting Ryan Garcia, but he came out and said he's probably going to go to 154. Do you feel like he's going to be able to survive at 154? I can't hear you, brother. I can't hear you. Your mic.
Listen, I know you can't hear me, but I have to mute the mic because I'm going to scream when you're talking because I'm talking to you while you're talking because that's how I do with the TV. I used to do it to Larry Merchant and Jim Lampley. They talk crazy because I'm watching it, and you're trying to recreate my reality.
No, but I'm just asking a question. I'm like, he has to move forward. He's still one of the top prospects.
What the fuck is he gonna do? Excuse my language, sir. What is he gonna do at 54? He didn't even earn a title at 47 by fighting someone.
So you think he should clear the 147 and then go to 150?
He don't want to though because he don't want to get in there with Stanionis, who is an actually good fighter, and he's hittable, and with Brian Norman Jr., who's a black fighter who can box. And has shown better skill set fighting off the ropes and stopping an opponent.
So you think he's avoiding Brian Norman Jr.?
He's avoiding boxer punchers, and that's why he's asking for Terrence Crawford right now so he can get a payday first. It did start getting his ass whooped, and that's what these guys have been doing. That's what Ryan Garcia. I mean, that's what Devin Haney did with Ryan Garcia because, like he just really skipped a line due to his own numbers.
Yeah.
Like and that's just a fact. And when I say that, niggas be on these other channels and I'm just going off the observable facts. We all know his numbers are trash. How do you get a fight that way? That means there's something in the background that you're doing different with your paperwork and contractual. That's one thing. But then you get this fight and then you don't have the skill set to complete it. It's because, but then you could have got some work with Sandor before then. And you could have got some work with people who look to be lesser opponents, but the payday doesn't match up and you're going to look like shit in there.
So let's look to Boots. So you think Boots is going to, so sorry, you believe that fighting Brian Norman Jr., he's not going to do it. He's not going to
do it because you will lose. You got a potential chance of losing and getting stopped at welterweight. And you're supposed to be the king at welterweight. So you'll just rather skip welterweight, go up and then take your chances up there because it's like what they say about Canelo and Benavidez.
Yeah.
Like if you fight him at 68, then you're going to lose all your belts and then it's it. So you would rather go up, take your chances. Like, okay, I get it. But then we must see the Benavidez at the higher weights.
Well, to Boots, I mean, I'm going to say this about Boots. 154 is going to be tough. 147, I get it, but he's not going to get Bud. Bud already said it. Bud is done with Bud.
No, that's my point. Yeah, Bud is not the harder fight for him at 54. Bud will stop him at 54, but because Bud, he's just originally a 47-pounder.
What I'm saying is, Bud is out the window. He could take that out the window.
Who he gonna fight at 54 and hadn't done nothing at 47? Boachuk, he'll get stopped.
Let me answer it. Bud already came out after the fight, gave him advice. Bud is not going to fight him. And Bud is pretty much retired. Bud is not going to – he wants the Canelo fight or that's it. And I agree with Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford, to me, has earned it. He's 30 years old. Let him get that big bag and get out of here. He's one of the greatest fighters of all time, period. Now, that fight's out the window, so you can't chase it no more. Now you're stuck between fighting Brian Norman or going to 154, fighting guys like, Zoo or –
Boachuk. Virgil Ortiz.
A lot of guys.
Zoo is not about to take another fight off them 2 losses, so he's out the picture. Fundora, what you gonna go up there and fight Spence? That's gonna look stupid.
I mean, I can see. I think Spence is a target still.
He's
done. I think he beats Spence. I think he beats Spence right now.
Spence ain't fighting, bud.
No, I'm talking about Boots. What's Boots' option? If he's not going to get
Spence is not an option for Boots. The options are Virgil Ortiz,
okay.
Boachuk, anybody else at 54 that's a champion. Besides like Bud. The options right now for Boots' pay grade is Virgil Ortiz or Boachuk or somebody like that. Like anybody else is like, who is he gonna fight up there? He's not. He can't beat Virgil Ortiz, and he can't definitely. No, he doesn't beat Boachuk either. He has to get hit.
I did see Virgil Ortiz make a comment that Boots was not impressive. I'd like to see the fight. I would love to see the fight. I got Boots beating Virgil Ortiz.
I don't, because I would need to see Boots fight Boachuk first. Then
you don't.
That's fair. He can't beat Boachuk. Yeah, see how you just quiet now? See, that's why I need to see that first. That's going to show us Boachuk is a 54-pounder, Virgil Ortiz beating in a hard, tough-ass fight, hurting damn near every round. So now you take Boots coming up. Boachuk should be a 160-pounder for real. You put him in there and see how he do. He's going to get fucking stopped. Now what?
My man, Battle Rap Rob says he believes Virgil Ortiz beats Boots too. Listen,
he has the better coach. Them niggas don't lose.
So you think if Boots were to go out and get, let's say, Iceman Scully. Let's say he gets Iceman Scully. You think that would be the best move for him to get another coach?
Yeah. And listen, bro. Did you see the coaching? See, that's one thing about boxing. There's observable facts here.
Listen. But let me not to cut you off, but listen, Killer. We all know this is what you train people. I can't see through your eyes. I'm trying to understand it because that's what you do. I can't go and say the technical aspect of it because I never coached that. You know what I'm saying?
Ask my man Scully the next time you see him. Like those were horrible instructions. Hey, listen,
No, they
if
were.
I listen, I will put myself in his shoes. First round. Hey, listen, you was doing good with the jab. You're backing up a little bit too much. Control the center of the ring. Feint up and hit the hard stick to the body. Let him move around everywhere he's going. Stay right-handed. Stay out of the southpaw. And if you do switch, make sure you're out of range when you switch and stay out of range for a while so you can see where the punches are coming from that side. When I watch the fight, sir, and then now we go to the third round. Hey, man, you got to be careful switching because I've seen you get hit with the hook when you're right-handed and I've seen you got hit with the same hook when you're left-handed. You're susceptible to the hook. You don't see it. So you got to watch out for that. Stay right-handed, keep your head up, go in the shell, and flick the jab from the shell. Let him come in and run him in the shots. He didn't say none of that. Did they? Listen, before that's said in a fight, that must be done on the mitts. Then that must be done on the body protector. Then that must be trained in sparring for a whole camp because you watched how Karen fought. So you watched how he fought, and then all the talent you say you got, but there's no skills there. Then you couldn't pick his tape apart and stop him for the next fight. You felt his punches. You seen he was kind of slick, so you didn't know how to put pressure on him like a make. What? See, that's why I don't want to ever hear nobody disrespect Oscar De La Hoyas, man, because.
Back Thursdays today. I'm looking forward to that too, by the way. But keep going.
Because that nigga will go get another coach, bro, and really be pulling the stunts.
He did.
He got a Mexican slick coach came in using the jab. He got Floyd Senior. Stop Vargas. Listen, that was one of the greatest fights I ever watched skillfully. He was really. Sorry, man.
No, you're good, my brother. You're good. Not to cut you off. So you believe? I just want to move on to the next one. You believe that he needs to get rid of Bonzi? But pretty much he needs to, or at least Bonzi step back and allow someone else to teach him the technical aspects of the game in order to be able to go to the next level.
With a little comedic relief, hey, blood, the man came from your sack. The job is done.
That's a good point.
That's the only point. My bad, bro.
There you go. You good. Now let's I mean, that's a good point. Listen. I love Boots, man. I just want to see Boots be great. I think ability wise, I believe Boots will be that guy. Now, also that weekend, I love what I've been seeing. Keyshawn Davis has a standout performance. You know, a lot of people like who he fought. He was
Basura.
All right, whatever. I'm not saying that, but him and Tank were having a back and forth. And now Keyshawn Davis officially has called him out. And a lot of people have jumped on the internet and said, it's got to happen. Matter of fact, the guy he was on the show with on Boxer Voice, I think his name is Two-Tone. I think that's his name. I'm not sure. Two-Tone or whatever. Shout out to him. Comes out and says, this fight got to happen now. This got to happen. Like, he kills Gervonta all the time. I've killed Gervonta. But I have to admit, I don't think it should happen right now. I don't think Keyshawn is ready for
that. That is a fact. Because when he knock him out, he gonna say he just beating people that ain't got no belts. When is he gonna unify the jaw? When he knock him out. And listen, Keyshawn, I love you, but I've screenshotted a move you did in that Lemos fight, and Lemos is really limited in skill. And you ran. Actually, you did not what Shakur does, because Shakur gets back in a technical sense, but you did, like, you literally kind of like turned your back and ran and then came back to the center, and that lets me know you panic on the inside. And Lemos doesn't have the skills or the athleticism or the power. He has. When I take the 10 pillars of fitness and I'm crossing them off for every fighter, Gervonta is literally as almost every 10 pillars of fitness. Stamina, strength, power, flexibility, agility. Those are 10 pillars of fitness. Bro, you put Keyshawn in there, you're going to get stopped. You have no inside work.
Mhm.
This is not that you got to be able to beat Gervonta. You have to be able to stand in the middle of the ring and be able to work with him on the inside, as if Canelo did Floyd. If you can't do that, you're not gonna beat him. Going backwards is not gonna beat him. The jab ain't gonna beat him. That shit not gonna beat him, bro. You got to be able to have great defense and stay in the middle of the ring.
So do you feel like he needs a couple fights before he steps up, and you basically saying before he fights Gervonta?
Yeah, yeah.
No, listen, I agree wholeheartedly with
He
you.
needs to fight. He needs to fight a tall fight, a couple tall fight. Listen to what I'm saying.
Why tall?
Even though
Gervonta's small.
I know.
I'm listening.
Because he needs to learn how to fight coming forward. So he can learn once he fights coming forward, then he'll learn how he has to hold his ground against Gervonta. So you sometimes when you teach in boxing to get someone to do something, you have to take them to the other extreme. You have to get them to see this is how you come forward. And then when Gervonta starts coming forward, he'll say, well, I'm kind of used to going forward, so I'm going to back this little nigga up with my hard jab.
Yeah.
Bang, bang. And then he'll say, okay, now once I've backed him up, I can stay in the middle of the ring and can control him. He not in there with them type of fighters. He getting in there with the Lemoses so he can work them and box off the back foot. He not the moment he gets in there with another boxer, he's gonna look like Shusher. He's gonna look like.
So you believe he should fight Andy Cruz first? Because Eddie Hearn came out.
Yes.
Posted, which I thought was fun. Gervonta is a funny guy, bro. He posted a video of the Andy Cruz Olympic fight versus him and him dancing, which I thought was hilarious. Listen, Gervonta got some. He's a funny fuck. I'm not gonna lie, but I thought
what made it funny is when Snoop and Kevin Hart was saying like, you don't just be saying, well, yeah, I'm going in and nigga pop looking in the background.
Yo, that shit was hilarious, dog. Like, bro, and I remember seeing that, but I didn't even realize it was Keyshawn, to be honest with you. But I so you think Andy Cruz, him going to fight Andy Cruz and maybe how far away do you think Keyshawn is from getting this fight or from actually being competitive in this fight?
How many pay-per-views has Gervonta had?
Maybe 6, I think. I don't know. Maybe
that's how many fights you're away. How many fights it takes him?
I get a pay-per-view now. Hey, nobody's gonna.
No, hold on. Let me listen. It gets worse.
Okay.
How many fights does it take Keyshawn to get to a pay-per-view? Plus the 6 pay-per-views. That's what it takes because that's experience and being on that stage, getting up and training every day with that type of capital in your account. It's hard to do. We've seen money break a lot of people, money and women. Devin is not the same as he was when he was the hungry little Devin. Ryan is not the same. I watch Ryan fight on undercards as Sullivan Barrera and somebody else. I've seen him fight on Golden Boy undercards. Oh, no, actually, it might have been a Jorge Lenoir. It was one of these Golden Boy undercards that I went to, and I've seen Ryan fight on these cards. Like, it's different when you start making money. You want to make more money. It's skills pay the what? Bills. He doesn't have the skills built through experience. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, I don't think it's 6 pay-per-views. Listen, 6 pay-per-views for Keyshawn Davis will be probably like 10 years from now. I don't believe he's gonna listen. Keyshawn, I will say this: he took a step in the right direction in the way he got. Listen, these are the things I like about Keyshawn. I like how he manages his business. He is growing a fan base. Was able to sell 11,000 tickets in his hometown of Virginia. Gervonta's done it in New York. He's done it in Baltimore. Gervonta's a seller. It's too big of a gap. But I think he's moving in the right direction and the way he finished that fight. But he is, let's say he goes to his next fight and he regresses, doesn't knock out the guy. It's going to hurt his stock. So I definitely agree with you. I think he should take a couple fights, get the belt, and try to unify versus Tank. That's what I believe. I don't think 6 pay-per-views, though. I say about 3 fights, 2 or 3.
This is what I would say, and you said it with Boots, and I said it on a Boxing Voice also. I didn't say it on the Boxing Voice. I said it on my John. The fame is growing bigger than their skill set.
That is true. That is true.
And it's like with science and people's brain, the technology is moving quicker than people can encapsulate the understanding of said technology. So
Right.
the technical skills of boxing are not where the fame is, and that's when you get hurt. That's when you hurt your pockets and you hurt your thing. Yes, you will make a lot of money. Devin has made a lot of money, but he's not the same.
Okay. But I think
Dude,
Keyshawn is a little.
Dude,
He has a little.
Keyshawn is different because he was on the listen. You want to get the fight with Gervonta,
Yeah.
and you want to get say, hey, Andy Cruz, this the pros now. That shit don't work. Let's go over here. I'm selling 11,000. Come over here and get this work, and then stop him. Then you will fight. You will get Gervonta.
Listen, I'm usually critical of your bullshit, but that's a good one.
I don't bullshit because I only talk about observable facts. It's just people don't ever get it.
Sometimes you're a nut, but now that makes a lot of sense. I'm not mad at that. You know what's crazy? I would like to see, him jump from 135. I'm not mad at fighting some of these guys. There's a lot. I think there's a lot of guys from 135 to 140 that Keyshawn can fight and build up a mega fight with Gervonta. There's a lot of talent. Even you got the Pit Bulls, you have Rayo, there's a lot of guys that you can fight. Matias is still out there.
I don't think Keyshawn can beat Ryan.
You don't think Keyshawn can beat Ryan Garcia?
No, Rayo.
It's a good one. That is a good fight. I would
like. It's a hard fight because he can box too, and if you can't fight on the inside, it's gonna. And Robert Garcia knows how to fight that style, the black style, because he's fought it as a pro. I've seen him fight it. I watch his fights.
Rayo?
Roberto Garcia, the trainer.
Yeah, I like Robert Garcia. Great trainer, man.
He trains who do we train? Go ahead.
Pretty much everybody. He trains Rayo.
No. Who does he train?
I mean, you tell me.
Well, no. Who he trained to be smoking shit?
Right.
You just said it.
I said Rayo.
And who else?
Virgil Ortiz.
Who else?
Bro,
the most skilled guy. No, the most skilled guy he got.
The most skilled guy I'm not even sure. You got to tell me.
Bam Rodriguez.
Oh, Bam. Bam is my second favorite fighter, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get you out here.
I love Bam. Bam is
Bam. That's what I'm saying. He's training. That's the difference. It's an observable fact. You look and see who he's training, how they're trained, and what they do in fights. It's easy. It's easy for me to see. I'm not saying Keyshawn couldn't beat him. I'm just saying he beats him due to the skill set of what I seen with Rayo. Like, it's hard to beat and he's been on. Keyshawn did sell 11,000. That's pretty big. He not scared. He about that life and all of that. But if you really is about it, then say, hey, Andy Cruz, come get this bread real quick. And I don't care how many fights you got. You got mad amateurs. Like, come get this work if you really nice like that. And spank his boots. And then when he get better, you can get a rematch. And he can say, well, I'm better now. See, that's how old school boxing used to work. They're not doing that now. They're trying to build it up so when they lose one time, they can just never go back because they don't want to get their ass whooped again. No, that shit.
I feel you, man. Listen, I love Bam, man. Bam actually fought that weekend. It's crazy because in Philly, in your hometown, I felt like he did feel the pressure boots. The way Bam Bam was the bigger fighter, of course, whatever. He bring him up. But the way he just got him out of there. And, bro, he pulled a move and he threw an uppercut that I was like, dog, where does this guy come? He's different.
It comes from professional boxing and being trained by a world. Now, here's the levels. Boots' dad was a pro.
Okay.
But he lost his first pro fight to a bum. But then Roberto Garcia was a world champion.
Yeah,
and was on the level of Floyd. And his daddy made world champion, who was Fernando Vargas, and an Olympian. Then his little brother was a multi. So think about the moves that you're going to see coming from the academy of professional fighting. And now think about what you're seeing in Boots' academy and the Ennis Academy. I'm only going off the two academies. You got one academy and it's a family. Ennis has his own style of training. And then the Garcia, the Garcia Academy, they have their own thing.
Yeah.
Now, why do they look different pound for pound?
Man,
Your daddy ain't never did nothing. He can't tell me how to do this.
I mean, listen, Robert Garcia is a Hall of Fame trainer, Hall of Fame. What I mean, yeah, Boots did look completely different that night. I'm not gonna lie.
He always looked that way to me.
I'm with you. Listen, I love.
He always looked that way to me. Listen, he's looked no different than Ben Whitaker.
Ben was so disappointed in that son.
Listen, any nigga, I'm gonna give you some knowledge real quick. I'm gonna get a fan some knowledge. Any nigga you see in there playing like this and doing all of that and freeze and do if the guy trash, you could just stop him. No, that means he not that good. Cause listen, when Pernell Whitaker lost against Ramirez, and they said all that boxing, that's not. Pernell Whitaker literally just started knocking everybody out. I watched the documentary. Like he literally went from a boxer to slipping, and Pernell Whitaker didn't be posing. He'd be right in the center because he was trained by George Benton, the inventor of that type of shell defense. Like it's just different levels, bro. He's just not that. He needs to get a better trainer. He needs to get a world championship trainer. He could listen. If he went to Robert Garcia, he would be better.
I like Robert. But on that note, I'm gonna let
he's trying to pull off. He'll be doing what Bam doing. He's black.
Bam is different.
Go to Robert Garcia. Boots should get trained by Robert Garcia. He'll look like Bam.
I've adapted. I've enshrined Bam as a Puerto Rican. We've traded off. Bam is Puerto Rican. Canelo's Puerto Rican. We traded a couple guys to Mexico. He's Puerto Rican. Bam is Puerto Rican, man. And so is Canelo. They both Puerto Rican, dog. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna say. But I'm coming up tonight, probably like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm gonna bring one of my men's profile as well on Eric Moon. Definitely want to touch on some of these.
I follow my cousin. Like he actually be in my inbox asking me questions about boxing. I'll be giving him tips. Yeah, that nigga, he fought some people.
Yeah, and that's my guy. He's coming on tonight at 9 o'clock, man. You want to join me? Let's get busy, bro.
No, we can get busy. You know, I'm in my coaching thing. Hey, listen, if you want me to break down your footage, if you want me to give you technical suggestion and advisory notices not to get your brains knocked out, hit my DM at Killertainment at Cornel DeChivo or email me TroyKing111, and then we could put something together for your diet, your exercise, and if you're just trying to become a better boxer. It's just small technical things. And I'm just going to give you what I've learned from Emmanuel Stewart and the things that I've implemented in my boxing as a pro to stay undefeated, because not everybody beats bums. Have a great one.
My guy. It's your boy Norbs, man. This is the 10A podcast. Having fun with my guy. Killer Troy. He's hilarious. Tonight I'm gonna do another live. I'm gonna bring my man Eric Boone in. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna continue to drop footage. I'm gonna be launching my new not my new show, but I'm redoing it. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. It's gonna be dope. I'm just working on a couple things, and I'm looking for set times to do it. So we're gonna figure it out. Appreciate you guys tuning in. It's your boy Norbs. Tune in tonight. I'll be on tonight 9 p.m. We're gonna get it rocking. We're gonna have some fun tonight, and that's it. We are out. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button.